This is the Somalian daycare that's totally fake. Is that it?
A list of all of
Just a second, let me turn it down.
the healthcare companies.
Wow.
Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
No, it's okay.
Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
No.
Why can't I get healthcare here?
No, wait.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing.
What the fuck?
Security armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare.
Oh my god.
Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here.
Better home
here.
healthcare. So every single place here is a clinic for healthcare?
Another healthcare company right here.
Oh my
There are
god.
3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this
Serenity Center, Key Care, and then Blue Home Care.
room of 7C. Now we have another
Helping Hands Home Care.
Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk to about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is insane.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say
50 million.
50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted
Yep.
into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took
So
out
it's a daycare center.
our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
What? So they played along with them and then they called the police.
Received a complaint that gentleman matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's.
I mean, this is the problem, is that any rational person with any degree of logical capacity will come to the conclusion that inside of this small building where you're not allowed to go into any of the rooms and they say no trespassing and none of them can answer any of your questions, every logical, rational person is going to come to the conclusion that it's a scam. It's very obvious. It's very evident. Everybody knows this is a scam.
14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So we're,
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
no, we're just
You guys
checking.
know, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is
Yeah.
there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have
There are two groups of people in this world that cause all of our problems. Every single time.
arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to
They're
that.
doing this in Minnesota with houses too. They're buying homes and claiming they're home healthcare centers and taking state money. Yeah, I know. I know. And they don't want to approach it or do anything about it because it's primarily a minority community.
What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the
Very convenient.
Somalis filmed us as we left.
Man. Isn't it crazy that there's Americans that think this is okay? Isn't that weird for me to see that? Oh my God.
And we headed over to the next building that had 22.
Gonna bring in ice? Oh no, in my opinion, this is, I mean, guess what my opinion of this is, right? How would I handle this situation? Oh, I wonder.
Of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have
Yeah. See, for me, I would even, and by the way, no. No, I would even jail the police officers for being accessories to it. I would, because what they're doing is they're effectively enabling this fraud to happen. Oh, yeah. And by the way, would that be fair? No. And that's why I do it. Because at that point, everybody else would never support this, and they would be terrified of doing it. Because if they did, they could end up going to jail. You have to go Old Testament. You have to do it. And if you don't do it, nobody's going to listen to you. They won't take you seriously. Yep, make an example. Absolutely. I think that a lot of people really downplay the power of something like that. They do. And so anyway, it gets even worse, obviously. Yeah, Trump case in point. True, the higher ups at the police station are compliant. I know. Well, you'd put those in jail too. Yeah, you would do all of them for sure. And unhinged for change. Yes, exactly. And for sure. Like the cop informed there's 14 healthcare centers there. Like, come on, do your job. Not for the situation. It's private property. They have to kick them out if asked. It's obviously a scam. They're allowing it to happen. They're enabling crime. They're accessories to the crime. They go to jail. There it is. That's my logic. I think it's pretty solid. Just following orders. Yep, and you can follow me right to jail. And that's it. Private property taking Medicaid? Yes, of course. Sound logic? Yeah. I mean, again, like, it's just... He already said it's not fair. And also, yeah, that's another thing, too, is that sometimes whenever you're dealing with problems like this is something that the cops can't just assume fraud. You need proof. I'm going to ask you a question, okay? If they had proof for this, do you think that they would have gone out of their way to investigate it and hold these groups of people accountable? Do you think that they would actually go and do that? They would arrest these people for fraud? Or even report it or look into it? Even if it was blatantly obvious. Genuinely, do you think that or not? Why wouldn't they? Because they're co-opted by a government that is basing their decisions and the way they enforce their law off of racial identity, identity politics, and other forms of deranged delusions. I think that's what they're doing. They're afraid of the optics of investigating a Somali area because they're worried about losing the votes. So do you think that they'd investigate it or not? Because they're on the payroll? Well, yeah, maybe it could be that too. You're disrespecting our police force? The police force disrespects itself whenever they allow themselves to be co-opted by people that want to use them in order to protect a foreign government and a foreign population coming into America to defraud, scam, and steal the American taxpayers and the American citizens' welfare and money. It's top down. The cops are doing their job. If they disagree, they lose their jobs or they get crap assignments. Good. Then maybe they should quit. Yeah, you can't assume the beat cops are the same as the government run the state. Here's what happens, though, is that if you create a situation that the police officers are held individually accountable for the bad actions of their police force, what the police officers will do is they'll all quit. And then it will create a chaotic situation in the area, and then nothing will be able to function because they don't have police. And you effectively destabilize the entire area by doing that. And then they're going to be asking for the police and the National Guard immediately. That's how it works. And again, and the reason why I advocate for that is because it makes these people have to live with the consequences of their own empathy and their own values. I am a very big advocate of a degree of poetic justice. I like something to not only be good, but I like it to be entertaining too. And whenever I see people like this that are advocating for these things, I think that they should have to live with those consequences, even if those consequences are horrific, because those are the consequences that they are outsourcing to the rest of the world and to their own countrymen. So if these consequences are so good and you're happy about them and you're voting for them, then why don't you have to deal with them personally? Live by what you preach. That's right. And so that's the reason why I advocate for these things, because and the other reason why is that I understand that you can't just change policy and arrest these people and then it solves all the problems. You can't do that. What you have to do is you have to change the minds of the public. And there's nothing that will do a better job of changing the minds of the public than revealing these ideologies to be completely transparent and without any sort of real bottom or backing to them. And the way that you do that is you push them to their limit and you test them. And whenever you make people and you test these ideologies, like, for example, when they sent all those illegals to Martha's Vineyard and it collapsed the area, well, that's a good thing because it shows that this value system is not actually something that they believe. It's something that they pretend to believe whenever they outsource it to somebody else. But whenever you make people live with the consequences of their own empathy, the consequences of their own values, and then they have to be the ones to deal with it, and then they're the ones that are punished by it directly, and it directly, specifically, it like completely affects them, then they'll change their minds. And if they don't, well, then it could be even worse. And that's natural selection, in my opinion. That's the way it is. Their own values, yeah. And that's how you actually change it. You remember, like, for example, whenever people were, like, cheering for BLM and then they got upset whenever BLM was burning their own stores or blocking their own roads? We all remember this, right? Did it really collapse the area? It was going to, but then it got fixed. You're 1,000,000,000% correct. Yeah, exactly. And so this is the reason. So that's how you solve it. You solve it by implementing direct personal accountability. And again, America's a crazy place. No, I'm not. I'm the one that's normal. I'm the only person. I'm trying to figure out how can we change the hearts and minds of the people. I don't really want to change it with a law. I want the people to change their mind. So you create a situation where they change their mind. And that's what would happen. The world has gone crazy. Who's going to implement that accountability? Well, obviously the government would, right? Of course. You solve it by giving the police more power? You don't, because if you give the police more power, I agree with you in the long run, but not in the short run. What's my ideology around these people? I think these people are foreign invaders. I think that they are massive drains on the entire, government system. I think that they're not here coming to America to assimilate. I think they're here to extract, drain our resources, and cause discord in our community. And if it was up to me, I would send them all back. That's my value system. Absolutely. Any of these people that are participating in these scams and doing this stuff, I would kick them out of the country. I'd revoke their citizenship and send them back to where they came from. Yeah, for sure. They're illegal immigrants, though? What is that? Okay. So, but they're scamming in the country. What are we gonna? We're just gonna keep letting them scam us? You got to go back. Shouldn't have been scamming. What are we talking about here? Yeah, duh.
They seem to be closed.
So it's not just healthcare. It's also what do you call it? It's the daycare centers too.
No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025.
$1.26 million? Wow, where's the money? Well, I know where there's $1,000 of it.
It says they have a capacity for 74 children
Yep.
When? No, when?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
Oh.
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, guys, I see.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No?
I love how many people are calling this out. This is great journalism. I love this.
Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
No! You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
What the fuck?
No.
There is one child in there.
This pisses me off. I know. I think it's gonna have to get worse for the population. Like, I still do think that my viewpoint on this is the minority opinion. I don't think that people have come around yet. I think it will take probably 10 more years of this getting worse for people to be able to acknowledge that this is how it should be dealt with.
Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
But it's a matter of time.
How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your
Oh!
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
But
no.
you said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my
She's dressed up like a wizard from Final Fantasy. Like a mage.
color. That makes you a racist. So right now,
This is my
they're all
kid.
getting mad because he's showing the
I
paperwork
don't
of
know
this
that.
business being registered as a business. 74
And for my next magic trick, I'm gonna make the government's money disappear.
children,
I've
no
lived my
children.
whole life
We
here.
saw one child.
It's
The lady
gone.
opened up the
Wow.
door.
Wow.
So now
where did
they're
this
all
money
getting
go?
mad.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent
ask
on?
the owner.
There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking
That's
for
not
the
my
owner
proof.
if you're
That's
telling me
not
to
my
talk
proof.
to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
This is crazy. What the fuck is this?
No.
Does anybody? Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you
Where are they? Nobody knows.
lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing?
The FBI needs to do something. I know.
It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what the fuck this is. Wow.
Have a good day.
This is crazy, bro. They're so aggro.
Children here in your child care?
Which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota.
Which one? I don't know.
Website. We're just wondering where the children are.
where the children are.
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just
And this is the other thing is that, do you know how people always like to say that the entire idea that these type of migrants and immigrants are positives inside of the government and inside of the country? They're actually not, because they're living off of these government subsidies. They're being paid all this money. It's very obvious that anybody who's been around people like this, because we have the same thing here in Texas, it's quite common in Austin. These people are massive scammers. They're scammers, they're liars, they're coming up with different reasons for them to get paid by the government. They're claiming children on tax forms that aren't theirs. Anybody who thinks that these people are a net positive to the economy is a functional retard. They are a functional retard. And the moment that somebody says that to you, you should just instantly disregard anything else they're saying. The truth is, shitty people exist in every culture, every nation. It's not about what their nationality is. If they were white, I'd be saying the same thing. The only difference is I wouldn't be getting so much pushback from these people that are afraid of the optics of criticizing somebody who's not a white-skinned person. The only reason why everybody can't just come together and acknowledge that this is obviously a scam, it's obviously a problem, and these people should either be put in jail or deported, the reason why they're unwilling to do that is completely based off of their ethnicity. If these were white people and they were Mormons, everybody would be up in arms about it and it would be shut down in a day. That's the reason why. That's it. It's actually that simple.
Wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children?
God.
No children inside of this daycare center. And look, this daycare center right here, no children inside of this daycare
Wow.
center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We're
Children here and your child?
It's crazy what this is, man. If you want white people, check healthcare CEOs. Well, I mean, you agree. I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people agreed with Luigi. I mean, I didn't think you should have shot the guy, but I agreed with his opinion. Like, I agreed with everything that Luigi said, except for shooting the guy. And by the way, I think most people feel that way. Confronted more Somali fraudulent daycares in Minnesota. Oh, here we go. The windows are blacked out. This makes you want to stop paying taxes.
To my surprise, somebody...
Yep, that's right. And this is what your tax money is going towards. Your tax money is being reallocated to Somali migrants that don't even speak English, taking your money, scamming the government with fake daycares. That way we can have homeless veterans living out on the street for Christmas. That's right, guys. Welcome to America.
Actually answered the door.
That's it.
Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Why? Can I speak to a manager?
Will they have tinfoil on the window?
File for my son. I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare.
And after a few questions, the lady went silent.
Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here.
And now
too bad.
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Childcare.
Sweet Angel.
Of a strip mall here.
Wait, this is the one they just showed.
In fiscal year 2025. Here?
Yeah.
Are there any kids with
Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
No. You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you?
Oh my God. Somali's got. Is this the one that I saw before? I think it is. Yeah, it is. It's the cops as well. Let me see if I can find any more clips of this. Oh, here's another one.
Here in Minnesota, massive fraud is taking place within the government and the Somali population. Here, this building alone, Quality Learning Center, is a daycare, yet they spelled learning wrong.
Leering! Quality Leering Center. Oh, I bet they're sure gonna learn something over there. Oh, yeah.
And they said leering. This daycare alone in 2025 has received $1.9 million from the government.
How the fuck is the IRS not on this? Let me explain why the government doesn't do anything about this. It's because the government is completely mismanaged top to bottom because of the way they have an incentive structure and the way that they reward people that work there. Dealing with fraudulent cases and problematic, individuals takes a lot more time. And because it takes so much more time, federal workers are incentivized to just simply turn a blind eye to it because the primary metric that they're graded off of is how many forms and how many people they process. It's not about the quality of the processing. It's not about, whether you're catching fraud or not. It's just about processing forms on a raw value. Yeah, it's a KPI. So how can I report this? Well, it won't matter, right? Because the government is so big that there's never any level of accountability that can be assigned to an individual. Doge got shut down by Trump. absolute untrue in some markets. Well, I'm talking about inside of the federal government, and I'm sure some departments are different, but that's the way it is, at least with the IRS, is that everything's based off of a 5 system, and you have to perform at that level, and you're incentivized to ignore fraud. It's a systematic problem at the government. Isn't a state now federal? What do you think, the state's different?
And the strange things about these childcare centers is there's no one here right now. It's midday on a weekday. And if you were to try to go inside,
there's nobody there on the middle of a weekday.
It's completely closed and the windows are all blacked out. No one's working midday. Children should be in here. And this place is licensed for 99 children. And this is the outside. There's no windows, no nothing. And
there's no windows inside of this, and there's supposed to be 100 kids there?
Like I said, they literally spelt the word wrong.
It might have been Xmas week. Surely that's the reason why. Surely the reason why there are no kids there at the place that is spelled learning wrong with no windows in the store, or sorry, in the building, for 100 kids. Surely it's because it's Christmas. And also, by the way, this video is releasing near Christmas. It doesn't mean it happened at Christmas. They could have done this a couple of weeks ago.
On their sign. This is open and blatant fraud taking place here inside of Minnesota. The government is complicit with this, and this is just one of the hundreds of child daycare centers here inside of Minneapolis being ran by the Somali population. It's sad that it's happening here in Minnesota, and it stinks that it's happening and it's being labeled on the Somali population. However, that's just the facts of what's happening here inside of Minnesota.
Well, it's not about whether somebody's Somalian or not. It's about whether they're scamming or not. If they're scamming, they need to get kicked out. It's simple. Like, if they're an immigrant, then they need to be denaturalized and deported. If they're not an immigrant, then they need to be put in jail. It's that simple. There you go. I mean, like, there's no other way to approach it other than that. Imagine not agreeing with this. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and let ourselves continue to get scammed. Duh. Of course you should do something about it.
Minnesota, $1.9 million for this daycare center.
$1.9 million.
Right.
So they're paying $2 million for a daycare center that can't even spell learning. That's scary. Wow. And somebody on Fox News has been around 3 hours ago, did a video. Yeah, I'll look at it maybe a bit. Screw kicking out, torture, get our money back. Well, I think that, yeah, should we seize all of their assets while as we deport them? Absolutely we should. 100% we should. Yeah, I mean, it's our assets anyway, right? Where'd they get the money? From our taxpayers. I mean, like, we're not really seizing their assets. We're re-seizing our own assets. How do you know that? How do you do that? Oh, it's simple. Well, like, I mean, for a house, you just simply get the police there. You take the people that are living there. You throw all their shit out. And then you say, okay, somebody else can live here instead. It's pretty simple. If a bank account, you just do it through the banks. I mean, it's all electronic. It's super easy. So, yeah. I mean, like, what are we talking? How do you get anybody's money? Like, you act like this is some kind of like secret thing. Like, oh, how can you possibly do this? Credit card companies do this all the time. The government does this constantly. So yeah, WD banking, yes, absolutely. So, oh, there's even more.
This fraud is here at this daycare.
Okay, I'm only gonna watch one more after this because this is so ridiculous. I'm gonna watch the entire video tomorrow. I am. This is insane. I want to watch the whole thing.
Don't open up!
So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open up!
They said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up!
What do you think a person like this would do if they lost the policing in their city? Do you think that they would change very quickly? Because that's, you see kind of like, this is my, do you understand kind of like how these pieces of the philosophy fit together? Like you clearly see it, right? And so like, it's about changing the minds of these people. And the way that you do that is you create a situation for them that's so unpleasant, so problematic, and so dangerous that they're forced to accept that their ideology doesn't work. And at that point, then you can finally improve. Why is she stalking them? Because she's just a retard. It's just a retarded Karen. Why do all these Karens dress the same way? I wonder why.
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
And what do you think about this?
Yeah, so again, if you took away the policing and this woman's getting robbed every day, then she's going to want the police to come back. And her value system will change instantly. Her value system is only something that can exist inside of a protected reservation where she is completely insulated from any of the negative effects of her values. And so what you have to do in order to change her values is you have to create a system where she has to live according to her values. And once you do that, her values will change because she doesn't want to live that way. She only pretends like she does. I hate these people so much. I do too. I do. Not sure, to be honest, they're already gone. I think that you'd really be surprised.
This place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million.
Not change, they'll fall apart. Well, then either like every outcome is positive. Them falling apart or bad things happening to them is great because then it shows an example to everybody else. This is what happens. Them changing their mind is great because then it solves the problem. And anything else in between is great because it's a mix of the two. That's how it works.
Over the
Open up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last
it.
2 years.
Go away!
NPC
What do you
dialogue,
think about
absolutely.
that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here!
Are you-
Shame
No thinking. Literally no thinking whatsoever.
on you!
Are you in favor of
Was Clavic here to run these people over? God. I don't agree with that, okay?
$1.9 million going
Yeah.
illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently to this business that has quality learning center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are, you don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children right here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is
She's not
state
going
of
to say anything. These are just bots.
Minnesota.
They're just bots.
Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us
She's following you guys around.
ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen
No.
daycare.
Never thought about it.
We're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare?
It's hard to watch. It's the thing is that the problem is that nobody ever has any solutions for these things, right? If you create solutions for them, this stuff goes away. But the problem is that people are afraid to create solutions. That's the issue. Calling this is fake? Yeah, I don't know. Watch the full video. We'll watch one more, okay? And then we'll watch the full video. Not today, but, you know, I guess this is the beginning. Okay. All right. This is the last. This is the big video we'll watch tomorrow, okay?
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more,
Yep.
and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I
Wow.
went by there, they never had
What a
single
surprise.
child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota,
So they just get the transportation cars and they're just driving them around?
they have something called non-emergency medical transportation.
Oh, no.
So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy.
This is the reason why we can't have a high trust society, is because we have people here that abuse it and take advantage of it, and people are unwilling to acknowledge that it's happening.
Whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back
So
that
mad
there
at
are
this? You should be.
1,020 of them and more than
But
800.
there has to be, here's the problem, is that the reason why this has to get worse in order for average people to accept extreme solutions, which is what is required to get rid of this, at least compared to like what we're doing now. The reason why is that most people, their entire political views are, as I said, socially compliant and also self-referential. So if things aren't directly affecting people immediately, they don't exist. So until things get bad enough to where people have to acknowledge that this is bad for me because it's happening to me, they're just going to keep believing that it's okay.
of them are Somali owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork.
How's your president? Everyone know this fraud is there and nobody's in jail? I think now you're discovering the reason why I didn't vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a great first step, but he's not really going to do anything that's going to make a big difference. It's a nice icebreaker, right? But like, no. The person that I would vote for is not in Congress right now. They're not in the Senate. There is nobody, I think, in the government that has views that are similar enough to mine that they would solve this problem in a way that I think would be, like, enough, basically. J.D. Vance? I don't know about J.D. Vance. I don't think so. I think he'll be great. I think he's great in some ways, but he's not going to do what needs to happen.
And how are you getting all this information
won't.
about the fraud?
A lot of it is through.
Do you actually think J.D. Vance would go after these people and then charge any Minnesota lawmaker that allowed this fraud to happen and the money to be sent back to Somalia? Do you think that he would charge a single one of them with treason with the possibility of capital punishment? Do you think that J.D. Vance would do that? I don't think he would.
My own research, and then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a child care not far from here in Minneapolis that has two child cares listed at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these
Interesting. Very interesting.
groups are setting up these daycares, these child care centers, getting money from the government. But
Marco
there's no
Rubio,
kids.
maybe?
No kids.
I don't know.
Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care.
Yep.
And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different.
They just use the same name. Of course, right? Why care about being smart about your scamming when you're never held accountable for it?
Types
There it
of
is.
businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address.
And that's the one
There's
they went
another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
They don't
The
care.
government knows they're writing the checks.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, the Democrats over there writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and
This is in Minnesota.
talk about what's going on
Can you
within
believe
the
this?
community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician,
Yep.
you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe.
That's right.
And
That's exactly all. That's what it's all about.
they're afraid of
Yep.
their own shadow.
Yep, he's completely right. Like, I really respect this guy for coming out and helping expose this. So this is the whole video. I'm not going to watch it now, but I am going to watch it. It already had. Look how many millions of views this has. Like, this is insane. And yeah, I totally support this. I think a new Tyler Oliveira chased. Wait, oh my God, he got into a treatment center? Wait. So you have all these independent journalists that are going over there and just fucking figuring this out. Trump posted they found another 1 million pages of the Epstein files. Really? Wow. And every single page says Joe Biden is bad, right? I don't know. So the Somalis are legally here. They can vote. Some of them are residents. Some of them are citizens. In my opinion, even if they're a citizen, if they were an immigrant, I think that if they were found of being complicit with fraud, I think that we should denaturalize and send them back to Somalia or wherever the fuck they came from, honestly. I feel like this is a very reasonable position to have. Like, if I went to China and I started, like I immigrated to China and I'm over there committing fraud and, stealing from the government, I would expect them to kick me out of China, even if I was a citizen. This entire idea that, like, oh, you can't do this. Yeah, you can. Of course you can do it. It's easy. You just do it. So I think it's very simple. That's our standard. I think that people invent these, like, weird feel-good standards that are retarded. And that's it. They'd kill you. I mean, they'd try. I'm sure they would. I think a lot of people, sure. Oh, in China, they kill you. Oh. Yeah, so I told you. I told you I was moderate, right? I'm a nice guy. Yeah. Not going home from China. Yeah, so I'm really trying to be the nice guy. Went on full defense for Rakai. Yeah, because it's fucking ridiculous what's happening, man. It is. Now, listen, true. Yeah, bro, I'm glad to see everybody agreeing with this. Techno was banned for calling a fat person fat. Yes, there we go. And it's good to see. And there's no dual nationality system in China. I don't know if there is or not. Haven't they shot people who are convicted of committing fraud? I mean, like, I don't know. I have no clue whatsoever. But I certainly hope so. 23-year-old YouTuber in a hoodie just did more in a day to expose massive Somali Democrat fraud in the Minnesota media. CNN, New York Times, DOJ, FBI, DHS, and the entire cast of 60 Minutes combined. This is real journalism. Amazing work. That's right. You can just do things. And that's the secret a lot of people don't want to admit, but you can just simply do things. And I'm really happy to see this. I definitely am, and hopefully it continues. I think it'll take time in order for things to, get more serious, etc. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now.